sound. Devo Jones with the pick six, Keanu Neal with the hard hit, getting the ball back on offense. Watch Julio Jones keep moving the sticks. Calvin Ridley in for the score. We came back, we up 4, about to get in. Our victory stance, no coming back. We closing the door. ATL blackout. ATL blackout. ATL blackout. ATL blackout.
Jimbo Dean, aka Jimbo Slice, aka Jimmy Obama. And you can call me any one of those you want. But please do not call me no damn New Orleans Saints fan. This is pound for pound ATL. And any of y'all out there that thought we weren't going to come back after losing 2 in a row, you're dead wrong. Guess what? It's week 3. We moving on. That cowboy stuff, man, we're going to have to get that out of our head, man. We just got to get together, and all we want to do is just win a game, for God's sakes. I don't care how you win it. Let's just win it. What's up, Big Mike? How you doing over there in Atlanta, over there in ATL, man? Ground zero. What is going on, big dog? Week 3 is here, man.
Like you said, it's week 3. It's time to move on. Or as I like to say, it's time to pivot. Just move on to the next task, man. Like, we got 14 more games. So it might not be ideal. We may not have, we may not be at full strength because we're not, to be honest with you. It will literally take a team effort this week. But, again, we're not here to be the bearers of bad news. We're not here to really dwell on the stuff that we can't control. I will say this, though. It's usually a bad sign when your special teams coordinator is getting interviewed by ESPN or just by anybody. When usually the special teams coordinator is having to answer questions, usually is not a good outcome. Like I said, Ben K, we talked about you in a positive light, but we got to see more from you, But, again, man, just like I said, as we dust off week 2, the pain of week 2, like I said, it's been on everybody's radar. We did a show about it on Tuesday. It's time to move on. So, let me ask you this, though. What are you most concerned about going into this, this game this week, and you can start anywhere.
And I'm finna jump on something that I seen in week 2 that I thought is what's really killing us. I think this is what really not the offensive side of the ball because they are up to speed. I think it's conditioning, Mike. I honestly believe it's conditioning. Week 2, we had the Cowboys down, and that defense just simply got tired, man. I'm sorry. They got tired. They was fatigued. It was you came into week 2, you started off just firing every bullet, cannon, grenade. You shot off everything you had as fast as you can to get what you got. But you didn't think about the long term. When I think about week 2, I think about I think about Muhammad Ali and the rope-a-dope. And what he pretty much did to George Foreman was let him punch away, and then at the end, that's when he took advantage of somebody. When he seen Foreman tired, that's when he started busting them up. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what happened to the Atlanta Falcons defense. It was shoot. Offense was scoring so fast, they were back on the field, score again, were back on the field. And they were blitzing. They were just going hard from that Seattle. They had that Seattle bad taste in their mouth. By the time the fourth quarter got here, Mike, that team, that side of the ball was done. They ain't have nothing else left in the tank. Now, okay, week 1, it was the defensive coordinator fault. Got it. Check. Week 2, like you just said with BNK. Okay, he done came up and said it was his fault. Okay, who else? Who's next? Whose fault is it? Dirk Cutter actually is doing pretty good over there. So it's just you, Dirk Cutter. Is you next? Is week 3? If we lose, God forbid, I hope we don't. I hope we go ahead and just get a win. Just win. No matter how you win.
Right.
But if we lose against the Bears and Dirk Cutter have a bad offensive performance, and I don't know Matt Ryan. I don't think Matt Ryan gonna let that happen. But if they do, okay, now it's time for Dirk Cutter to step up and say, okay, Atlanta Falcons fans, everybody out there, that was my fault. And then week 4, whose fault is going to be then? You're just blaming people. Raheem Morris just really ahead and just came out and said the defense got tired. That's what he just really came out and said because that basic they got outman, they got tired. Dallas Cowboys knew it. That's why they kept running the ball. And this is what happened when your team get, especially when your defense get fatigued, like they did in the Super Bowl. But that's one of my main concerns. It's condition. They need some conditioning over there in Flowery Branch.
Yeah, I would agree. I think, a lot of the hamstrings, and I think a lot of times it goes back into COVID, though, because if you look at a lot of these guys, they worked out on their own, right? So they weren't in the traditional offseason program. So, I mean, it does go down to conditioning. It goes down to a lot of these guys, trainers, you know, because all these trainers, they got all these, you know, cutting edge training techniques to get these guys, you know, quick twitch and all of that kind of stuff. And that's fine. But, you know, are we doing the functional stretching, right? You know what I mean? Because a lot of hamstrings in week 2. And you look around the league, though, it's been a lot of, I mean, it's been a lot of injuries around the league, right? And I mean, the 49ers, I mean, my God, you look at their injury report and it's like, you know, it's pretty bad. I mean, Bosa out for the year. So, you know, I think
they was trying to blame it on the turf. So what up? But go ahead, Mike.
That's my point though. So that's why I think this week the problem the thing that scares me the most about the Bears is I looked at their injury report and they're coming into this game at full strength. And we're not basically, right? Because I look at our injury report. Who do we have? You know, we'll probably this week have no DeMonte Casey, you know, still no Sheffield, which means more Isaiah Oliver, but we'll touch on that later. More, you know, no Ricardo Allen, no Foy Olakon, no Dante Fowler, no Tech. Jake Mathews will play, thank goodness, and no Caleb McGarry, right? So we got a lot of holes. Now, to be honest with you, I do think that we have enough people that are playing this week that do give us a chance to win. But I think the pass rush is going to be interesting this week. So I think Charles Harris has not played in a game yet, but it looks like he is on track to play this week. It looks like Marlon Davidson is on track to play this week. And Marlon Davidson, this is a week where we really need a lot from you. Just like I said, it's your first game. You know, I know this ain't Auburn anymore, but I really am interested to see what he's going to be able to do in a week where against a team that's going to run the ball as much as the Bears are, right? Because you look at a Montgomery and they look like they're a pretty balanced football team. Now, Trubisky, I think where we'll be at our best is if Trubisky is throwing the ball consistently, right? We want to get Trubisky throwing the ball, right? He can hand the ball off to those guys, right? We want to, because it's two areas actually before we kind of go into, you know, what we have, what they have, all of that kind of stuff, where I think we really have a chance to, those are some key matchups this week. I think it's Chicago secondary. You know, they got Kyle Fuller, and then they have a rookie, Jalen Johnson from Duke, right? So I think with Julio's hamstring, we really will need a big week from Calvin Ridley. We got to have a big week from Calvin Ridley, right? And I think on the other side, you know, we go back to you know, Chicago's receiver situation. They don't really throw the ball a lot, and if Trubisky is having to throw the ball, I still think that's a strength. I still think that AJ Terrell I hope he continues to grow this week, right? But again, we don't know what we're going to get out of our secondary. But I think we really have to play to our strengths this week. So, you know, I don't know. What do you see this week? You know, in terms of just, you know, like I said, we talked about concerns, but just overall with the Bears, you know.
Well, with the Chicago Bears, I see Montgomery. I cannot say that last name enough. That running back, week 2, he led them in rushing and receiving yards. Stop him, because he's making Trubisky look good. Trubisky is really not. He came back down to earth week 2. So let's keep him down to earth. Don't make these we don't make Russell Wilson look good. We don't make Dak Prescott look good. Let's not make Trubisky look good, because Trubisky is really not that good. It's really gonna come down to stopping Montgomery. He's the head of the snake on that offensive side of the ball. Now, when it comes to that defensive side of the ball, good Lord Almighty, it's really a bad week not to have McGarry in that starting lineup. Good God Almighty, get ready, because it is about to go down. We are really about to face a real defensive line this week like no other. So if we really want to scale up and get to know what our offensive line really look like, this week is going to be the week, Mike. Because like with Quinn, Mack, those guys, oh man, they don't even have to blitz. They can put down 4 guys they can put down a 4 front and just come at you. And that's what they're going to do. I'm going to tell you, that's the strength of their defense. And then they still got Trevathan over there. I think they do. This guy can cover out of the backfield like no other either. So it's going to be that front 4 and Trevathan that we're going to have to worry about. That defensive line gave me a little bit of concern. And we're really finna find out what kind of offensive line we got this week. We finna figure out, and I really hope Matt Ryan don't get injured or get sacked this many times in this game, because this is a game where he could get sacked a lot. I really do
Absolutely.
believe that. That's my
Absolutely.
concern.
No, I agree. I agree because if you think about it, I think the matchup of the week this week is it's definitely going to be that Gano versus Robert Quinn battle, right? Because Kahlil Mack is probably going to be on Jake Mathews, but and they'll move Kahlil Mack and those guys around, right?
Yeah, they move
So
around.
so if we believe in Gano and you Gano fans out there, if this guy is worth why we kept him around all of these years, it's a hell of a week, right?
Yeah,
It's a
we
hell of
finna
a week
find
for
out.
him. Exactly. It's a hell of a week for him to show what he's capable of, right? So I think this week is about, like I said, it's matchups, right? Because man, at our very best, we're better than them. I'll be honest with you on the offensive side of the ball. Like I think if you look at Ridley, and even a week like Gurley, like I think if we can get small creases, which I believe in the offensive line, because again, Carpenter's been playing pretty above average. I love what I've
Oh
been seeing
yes,
out of
sir.
Carpenter so far, right? Alex Mack, love it. Lindstrom, we don't even really talk about him that much because he's so technically sound. He's
So
managed to not get
solid.
hurt. Exactly, right? So I think Gano is the only outlier, right? But I think Gano played good football when every time he's gotten to the game, he's gotten better. And I think he's played in games before. Not really too concerned with Gano. Like I said, I think our ability this week is I think you will see a Deion Buchanan come off the practice squad this week. I think you'll see a lot of those guys, and we're gonna need them. We're gonna need a Buchanan because without a Foy Olukun, and actually without KZ and Allen, it's going to force Keanu Neal to play more strong safety. So usually, Keanu Neal was playing, more linebacker, more up on the line. But I still think this is a week for the rookie. Hey, if you tuned in, Jalen Hawkins, we need you this week, right? Because you're 6'2",
Oh
210.
yeah, no question.
I think we need your body type. We need your body type. We need your body type this week because they're going to run the ball, and we need people that can go and, like I said, fill gaps. We really need some. We talked about safety depth being a strength. Hopefully, it's to the test now. We without our two starting safeties, but I think that's not a bad thing because Sherrod Neesman has proven capable. I wouldn't say that he gives me ultimate comfort, but I think with a quarterback like Trubisky, it may not be something that is a killer, right? But it's like, this is a very well-rounded Bears team. Like I said, Montgomery, Allen Robinson, Tariq Cohen. We definitely got to account for a guy like that.
Oh yes,
That's
no question.
So again, they're going to try to use Cohen a lot as a receiver as well because again, he's a scatty guy, and you really don't want him in open space because I think, like I said, they'll it could prove to be a vulnerability for us, right? So this week, like I said, man, we keep it simple. We don't we're not going to give predictions or anything this week because we're coming into this game injured. Julio, even at 65%, is a great decoy to have in the game, but it's not optimal, right? It's Calvin Ridley. It's Russell Gage this week. It's more Ito Smith. I think exactly. I think we have to use Ito Smith the same way they use Tariq Cohen. Get him out on some screens. Get him out in space. Get the ball to our playmakers in space and eat up the clock because again, this is a team that if we cannot stop, if defensively we don't stop these guys this week, we're gonna be in for a long day. And if we go 0-3, like anyway, I don't even want to go there. See, I just got negative.
yeah.
Talk
Or
to me.
three, or three in the hole is a hole that you don't want to be in. I mean, this OC over there for Chicago Bears, he liked to use his running backs as receivers. That's
Right.
why they re-signed Cohen like they re-signed him because he's a good back out of the backfield that can receive the ball. That's why they re-signed him in the way if he played somewhere else, he'd probably be cut already, teetering on that line or playing like an Ito Smith type of role. But they went out and paid him because he can receive the ball out of the backfield. And like I
Right.
just said, Montgomery led the team in receiving and rushing last week. So
Right.
Michael Walker, this is your type of game because you're gonna have to cover that back out of the backfield. Deion
Yes.
Jones, this is it, big dog. I know you can do it. I'm not worried about you, big dog. You just keep on doing what you're doing, Deion. You just keep on doing what you're doing and keep up and keep that defense motivated. And Darquez Denard came out and said, hey, look here, Falcons fans. Do
Yeah.
not lose hope in us. Do not give up on us just yet. We got a lot more to come. And I can understand that. Defense, you're supposed to be optimistic. You're supposed to think that type of way. But that is a veteran talking. So he's actually there seeing what's going on, Mike. So he knows more than what me and you or anybody, any fucking content creator, any media, anybody that's covering the team. He's gonna be able to give you and tell you exactly what's going on over there. And he said, "Don't give up on us yet, man. We just about to start to get rolling." Now, with me looking at that injury list you just ran off, man, and it's a big one. It looked like one of my college essays I had to type back in the day. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Thank God for turnitin.com because I would have cheated on that thing. But anyways, that injury report tell me also goes back to conditioning, right? I just think everybody they was getting gassed. And I think once this team pulled it, and Marlon Davidson really didn't play this injury. I think it was more conditioning than anything. And that's what happened to us in the second half of that Cowboys game. So let's hope by week 4, let's just win this week. Let's get us a nail biter. I don't give a damn what it is. If you got to go over there and beat one of their cheerleaders up to win the game in overtime, I'm fine with that. I just want to get a win up on our belt so everybody can start get that confidence. Because I don't know if you noticed, the Seahawks had confidence coming out of our game. They had confidence. Metcalf had confidence when they played the Patriots. That's just because we gave it to them. It's time for us to get some confidence over here in the Atlanta Falcons nation. And that way, we can pick up our motivation and play just a little bit harder than we are. I mean, that Cowboy game was a dub. I'm chucking that up as a dub. It was a bonehead mistake. That BNK, whatever you just
Right.
said, you can take that and and wipe your butt with it. Okay, we ain't going for that over here, pound for pound ATL. Hey, real quick, Mike, pound for pound. If you're new to the channel, man, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Get ready for that Tuesday live. Every Tuesday we go live at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can catch me and Mike on here every Saturday. We're gonna change the time, y'all. I don't know if y'all noticed last Saturday, but we changed the time to Saturday morning, around about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. We're trying to catch y'all before y'all get to doing something else. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, we're gonna switch the time. We're gonna drop the time back from instead of 7 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna be around about 8 or 9 o'clock a.m. Saturday morning. So back to the Chicago Bears. All right, Mike. Week 3 is a pivotal week because once you get to week 4, you finna start making changes. You're gonna start to see some free agency moves made. You're gonna start to see people getting pulled up from the practice squad and all this stuff. I think this week is and hear me out here now, Pine Fine ATL. This is the week that the Atlanta Falcons find themselves, and probably, and you heard this first, they're gonna go on a run. Only because we're gonna get this dub this weekend. Please don't get it twisted. And that's where that confidence gonna come in. AJ Terrell, 3 games is gonna be good enough to put you in the position to play a solid corner position. Oh, excuse me. That injury list, everybody should start coming on the positive side around week 4. Conditioning, you should be in football shape by week 4. Week 3, it take you about 2.5 weeks to get in football shape. So after week 3, everybody should be in football shape. So week 3 is just one of those games where you just need to get a win. I know you got to. I know don't and do not let this be a trap game, okay? Because you got the Green Bay Packers on with Monday night, Mike, Sunday night. So do not let this be a trap game either now, because this could be a trap game if you're looking forward to Aaron Rodgers and company. So please, just get a win. That's all we ask.
That's
Just
it.
win this game. Nail bite it. I don't give a damn how you win it. Just win it, man. I don't care if you
Absolutely.
put Arthur Blank out there and let him play. If Arthur Blank got out there on the field and put his good company book down and just let him play, somebody can knock his money exchange tie off his neck. Put him out there. I don't care how we win, man. Just
Yeah,
get a win this week, and then we'll
that's
look
right.
for the week 4. So
That's right.
we getting over what we done went through. Straight tragedy, traumatized, made history in the bad way. That's over with, everybody. Welcome to week 3. You got to move on. And that's what we're doing over here at Pound Pound ATL. Now, Mike, I understand Sheffield gonna be out. All right. How comfortable on a 1 to 10? How comfortable you are with Oliver still staying in the game, big dog? There's a lot of people, a lot of fans out there, you know. Tell me about Oliver staying in there, dog.
I said I was gonna stay positive the whole episode. Okay, so 1 to 10, Oliver out there, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
1 to 10. So all right, hold on, let me breathe. Okay, so 1 to 10, Oliver out there. I go right now, maybe a 6, right? Because the thing about Oliver is that he makes bad plays in critical moments. He actually makes a lot of decent plays. You know, he'll bat the ball
Yes.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to one of the pound for pound ATL fans. I cannot think of his name, but he gave us 3 paragraphs on why Isaiah Oliver wasn't a horrible cornerback. And at the end of the day, he's not a bad cornerback. I just don't think he's a cornerback that we can lean on in a championship run, similar to the way we did Jalen Collins, or just a cornerback that we can just, get above average, consistent play from, right? So, I mean, Oliver's out there. Raheem Morris is betting his job on him. Dan Quinn is betting his job on him. Again, but they're there every day. Like you said, you know what? Like I said, I'm going to stay off of Isaiah Oliver this week, just like we did Tech in the offseason. You know, we were hard on Tech. Tech came out ready to play. At the end of the day, we want our team to succeed. Isaiah Oliver, just go out, focus on the technique that Joe Witt Jr. is teaching you, learn from your mistakes. Do it for the players that's injured this week, because you see a lot of soldiers are down this week, right? You know, like I said, I really need an above average game from Keanu Neal, setting the tone. I need Neesman not to do anything to hurt us, because like I said, I'll be honest with you. I don't mind seeing Sherrod Neesman at this juncture, because when I look at Ricardo Allen's, like I said, he's a good leader, gets everybody, in place, but he hadn't necessarily made a lot of big plays, right? If Sherrod Neesman can come in, make solid functional plays, and allow us to win this game and does not allow us to get beat, then, hey, like I said, may the best man play. And this is where depth comes in. This is why there's a practice squad. Who knows? We might even see Mighty Mouse this week. I will be interested to know. I will be interested to know who we bring up, because I hadn't really seen a lot out of Brandon Powell. And I said this earlier, a couple weeks ago. I said, Brandon Powell doesn't do anything to hurt us, but I just think Mighty Mouse might be that guy to just catch one and give us a spark. At this point in the season, we need a spark. Dan Quinn, if you're hearing this, give us a spark. Go and throw Mighty Mouse out there, because it's about that time. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, let's just stay positive.
And this injury list is lengthy. Don't get me wrong. And I hope everybody come back healthy 100%, because we need all those guys. But at the same time, pound for pound ATL, this could be a blessing in disguise. This could probably help these coaches who is over there in Flowery Branch right now, overthinking everything. You need to stop overthinking over there, by the way, too. You're overthinking way too damn much. But this could possibly help us simplify everything. You see what I'm saying? So people can play naturally and not without thinking. So I hate that people are injured, but at the same time, this could be a blessing in the sky. This might be what we needed. All these, it's too many Chiefs over there. It ain't enough Indians, right? If you got 2 defensive coordinators calling 3 different downs and all this whole crap, there's too many Chiefs over there. There's just not enough Indians. And with this injury thing going on, with this injury bug biting us just a little bit due to COVID, and I mean, I gotta put it on COVID on that one. But this could be a blessing in the sky, Mike. This could be what we've been looking for. This could be what we need. This could catapult us out of week 3 into week 4, 5, 6, and on down the line. And people will come back out that injury list. You're just gonna have to fit in, play your role, go back to your star role or whatever. But this could simplify a lot of things for us over there in Atlanta, because we definitely need simplification. And we ain't never needed it before, because there's too many Chiefs, not enough Indians over there. And I'm sick of it. I'm getting tired of it. And week 3, if you lose, it's going to be an explosion, okay? Which I don't think they're going to lose. I don't. And I'm not doing no prediction. I'm just going for my Atlanta Falcons like I'm supposed to. Please get that right. Go ahead, Mike.
Dan Quinn is a player's coach. When they feel like their coach is one finger out the door, and I didn't even say 1 foot, 1 finger, like he barely holding on before he get kicked out of Flowery Branch. I think they play their best. I think they're going to give everything they can for Dan Quinn. They're going to give everything they can for this coaching staff, because at the end of the day, this is the organization that puts the players first. At the end of the day, you never hear about any conflict.
No question about it.
From an organizational culture standpoint, the Falcons are a class organization. Arthur Blank gives these boys all of the support. At the end of the day, whether you like Michael Vick or you didn't like Michael Vick, one thing I always give Arthur Blank respect for is that he still got a chance to follow Michael Vick as a person. So at the end of the day, he cares about these guys as people too. So let's not overstate the culture in Flowery Branch. And it's not a culture that takes too well to losing, even though we find a way to lose. This is another week. Like I said, to your point, just win. In the words of Al Davis, You know, I don't even want to do no closing thoughts
Right.
this week.
But yeah, we ain't gotta do no closing thought, Big Mike. You good?
In the words of Al Davis, just win, baby. You know what I mean? Just win, baby. That's it. That's
And,
it.
and that's the name of the game at the end of the day. And Raheem Morris saying the defense got to get better by just stopping the other team. But not scoring that many points. You've been a defensive coordinator. You've been on the defensive side of the ball, and making sure other teams don't score points should have been day one there. But don't come out and say that. Oh, that's just you, man. You really starting to rub me the wrong way. You really are, dude. Stopping the team from scoring points. That's been the objective, man. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? Talking about some red zone. Get better in the red zone. Don't let them get in the red zone. You gonna get me fired up over here. You need to get off the mic. Stay off the mic. Every time you get in an interview, you want to know how Ledbetter is doing. Don't worry about him or what he ate for breakfast. Don't worry about him. Are you losing your mind? Are you insane? You tripping. We supposed to be stopping the other team from scoring points. What you mean? You just not want to start stopping it. You want to get a goose egg. What's a goose egg, Mike? Give me the good pound ATL definition of a goose egg. What's a goose egg?
Hey man, that's a zero to me, brother.
That's
You
a
know what I
zero.
mean?
So what the fuck you talking about? Not letting them score? You better get right over there. I'm telling you, man. You sounding real ignorant to me right now. But anyway, let's move on because he getting me fired up. Use a defensive coordinator. Get a defensive mind. Get your mind frame into a defensive coordinator mind frame and run that defense and get them boys conditioned and get them in shape to keep doing what you was doing in the first half of that Cowboys game. Good God, that's one of the best halves I done seen the Atlanta Falcons play in about 2 years. So you better cut it out. And Marquand Manuel could have stayed there and doing the same thing that you doing. At least he ain't giving those stupid excuses of we didn't disguise the coverages enough. And we got to stop the other team from scoring so many points. You got to stop them from scoring any points. Smart guy. Good God Almighty. Then you need to start your own reality show over there, Raheem Morris. What are you doing over there? Good, man. Well, whatever. Anyway,
Hey, see,
on to the Chicago Bears. See, I knew this was gonna happen. I was trying to be good. I really was, man. I knew
Hey,
it.
it got to be said because ultimately, as we look at the game, right, we cover the Bears. You know, they're sound offensively, sound defensively. They can be beat. I think they're the most beatable 2-0 team in the NFL. And I think with the game being at home, everything being on the line, Matt Ryan being a veteran, it's a veteran-led team, right? So I just like that Matt Ryan is a good leader. This is a time right now where, as leaders, right, we live by this mantra right here. Leadership is being comfortable, being uncomfortable, right? All right. Uncomfortable times, Matty Ice, stay
Yes,
comfortable.
sir.
That's why he Matty Ice for a reason. That's leadership, right? And if you hadn't picked up Arthur Blank's book, Good Company, it's all about it, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
why, honestly, we read Arthur. Hey, listen, right now, I tell y'all, lock in with us, man. We reading Arthur Blank's book, Good Company, right now. Me and Jimbo reading it right now. So we know what Arthur Blank is thinking a little bit in terms of how he wants to do with this team. So let's lock in this week. And again, if we need to turn it up next week because we underachieved, we'll talk about it next week. But again, man, we thank y'all for y'all time, man. Like I said, we love, man. We everybody that's tuned in, that has stayed in, locked in after the type of week we had. That's what we do it for. Y'all keep them comments rolling. Best fan base, best, you know what I mean, fans,
No question
commenters
about it.
on this YouTube. I always love pound for pound family.
Yeah, hey man, like I said, and like Mike just said, man, y'all keep tuning in, y'all keep coming around, y'all keep putting in comments, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Because at the end of the day, we gonna talk about these Falcons, whether anybody want to hear it or not. I don't care, man. We finna give it. And shout out to Power Find ATL because we finna keep coming. Because we want them to keep coming. And if we stop coming, they gonna stop coming. We got to stay on their head, fan base. Look here, us. We are the backbone of that organization. And they want to say the players, the product, and all that. Nope, the fan base is. The more
Right.
we show love, the more they gonna react. They gonna have to react to us. We gonna make them. They ain't got no choice. You gonna hey, if you just got to answer the Jimbo Slice over there at that Atlanta Falcons organization, I would gladly do my thing. Me and Mike is educated enough to go blow for blow. If y'all want to just that's what y'all want to do because we ain't going nowhere. We finna make our mind and our thoughts and our feelings. It's gonna be heard. Y'all gonna hear this because y'all need to hear it. I don't care what you say. But anyway, Man, this pound for pound ATL. This me and Big Mike. Oh, catch Mike on Twitter at Mike Dub. That's MIKE_DUB. You can catch me on Twitter at Jimmy Obama. At Jimmy Obama. Like y'all been hitting me up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to JR and Toby D. JR, the hardest working man in the show business. No question about it. And we finna get this win this week. And like I said about the Cowboys last week, Chicago Bears, bring your ass. Amen.
Rise up.
Next week, we're going to have closing thoughts for y'all. No question about it. We ain't had it in a couple of weeks because it's just been one of those. It's been a couple of weeks. We ain't have to have it.
Right.
But next week, we're going to have closing thoughts. After the next game, next Saturday, we will have closing thoughts for y'all. Your boy Jumbo Dean finna go on a little vacation, but I'm still in the building. You better holler at me.
Man.
All
Hey,
right?
enjoy it, bro. Enjoy it. Be safe, bro.
I'm be,
Yes,
you
sir.
know I'm be hitting you up. But
Yes,
anyway,
sir.
this is pound for pound ATL. Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons, man. Y'all please give us a win this week. We love y'all. Be safe out there, pound for pound ATL. Amen. Adios.